Hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft Create.3 world. Just recently upgraded to 0.3.2 and utilizing some of the new features. Here's one of them here on the floor. Found this handy, being able to craft right at my storage system. Also added a little color to my Nixie tubes. And let me show you around a few other things that have been going on here. Got a few air tanks over here, the new copper backpacks. Come to find out that not only can you enchant these with capacity, you can also add the various protections to them. As you can see, I've got protection 4 on this one. And let's see, what do we have on this one? On this one we have fire protection 4 and thorns. So yeah, that comes in handy. I set up a little charging station for them here. Just flip that lever on and they charge up very quickly at a full 256 RPMs. Then over here I've got my scuba suit. Same here, you can also add protection to these. So I put protection, unbreaking, and mending on it. And then my diving boots, which these enable you to just walk casually across the bottom instead of swimming. And you can see I put depth strider, protection 4, and mending on these. Next, I'm going to show you the next change I've made since the update to 0.3.2. Over here, I've built the Precision Mechanism Auto Crafter that I released the tutorial on. I'll put a link down in the description for that tutorial. But basically, you drop in your gold sheets here, and your precision mechanisms and related junk items are output here. Let's go ahead and grab some gold sheets, and we'll get that machine running. See it in action. So let's see, gold, right here. Let's grab some gold sheets, and we'll just crush up a few more here. Let's turn on the main power. Oh, must have been on already. There we go. Everything is spinning. That should just take a few seconds. I've been working on this world since about April. It's now July. Almost August. Time flies when you're having fun. There we go. All done. So we're just going to drop down here. We'll drop in our gold sheets. They get pulled down. Back up top. Flip on the power. And there she goes. Okay, you can see our gold sheets being fed up. There's our first round of precision mechanisms getting crafted. And they'll back up through these chests. That's why they're there. And that was the biggest challenge in designing this thing, was the huge backup. The first design of this ended up with a pile of about 300 items. I'll try to see if I have any video of that and cut it in here, because it was quite funny. It looked like a big honey jar. So we'll let that run. I'll show you around the rest of the room while we're here. This is the next change that was made to the world. The addition of the, what do they call this? The linked controller. So I have this set up to control each section of, the ore processing as well as my mechanical crafter. It also controls my cooker and my smelter. And of course right here is the main power control that brings in the power from upstairs. I've got 4 furnace engines running up there. Don't mind the drips from the kelp farm. Let me grab some ores and I'll show you how this works. Alright, got some ores, so we're going to go ahead and put those in the input chest. A little bit of iron, a little bit of coal. Going to right click on our link, and A is going to turn on the crushing wheels. Now, these are actually based off Tango Tek's designs. He's got them set up separately. I went ahead and linked them together, but with separate controls. And also with filters in between each station. That way I can, if I need it to stop or just need to wash something, or if I want to use them separately, I can, or if I want to turn it all on, then I can. So if we look over here, we'll see already some ore that has been processed, as well as the cobble that you get. And there's our coal, there's our iron. So if I go ahead and turn on the next section and press the W button, W for wash, our coal and just our iron will get sent along and washed. Everything else will stay behind. It's all filtered out there. And as everything is washed, it'll end up in here. Now I've got this filter set up so that it'll only take out 9 things at a time, because that's how many you need to crush into an ingot. And that way I don't have things left on the belt. And I'll end up with a few ores in there, but that's fine. They'll just be there for the next batch that runs. But we've got some iron in here, so let's go and turn on the next section and turn those into ingots. So from our link controller, we press the D button. D for down, as in go down the belt and bring down the crusher. And over here we'll end up with our iron ingots. And you can see I've also been running some zinc and gold through there. And that gold I'm going to need. I'm going to go ahead and we'll put that stuff through the sorting system, where you saw me drop the stone and andesite that I picked up earlier. So let's go ahead and we'll turn this off. We can turn off A, we can turn off W, we can turn off D. And if I hit the space bar, you can see the cogs over there started turning for my cooker. Hit it again and it turns off. And then if I hit the shift button, the smelter would turn on. And you can see the fan blowing over there. If I hit shift, off it goes. I really like this redstone link. It certainly made running this room a lot easier. I had separate switches on everything before, so I can drop everything in there, turn everything on that I need, and all from one spot. Oh, and also the S button turns on my mechanical crafter. You can see it turned on right there. All right, next on the tour, let's head on upstairs. And here is my primary power source for this building, at least. I've got 4 flywheel furnace engines going over here. You may recognize this. This is also Tango Tek's design. I put up a stockpile switch here on this last hopper. You can't really see it, but there's a hopper back there feeding into this blast furnace. So that when that hopper fills, well, how's that for timing? The hopper just filled up and it just turned off. If I come down here, I should be able to click over there is the hopper. Yep, and you can see it's filled up now. There's our iron ore block waiting to, it'll drop in just for a moment and then come back up, which will allow the furnace to turn on. But it doesn't actually have to stay there or smelt anything to power. And I'm using kelp blocks, which burn for a really long time. This thing has worked pretty flawlessly. And there is the kelp farm that powers it. Well, there's actually two. There's this one, which is the second one that I built. And then I've got my first one down here, which was powering a single flywheel engine that I had down here at one time, but since upgraded. But I went ahead and kept that kelp farm, and it feeds down below. Well, it feeds over here and cooks, drops down below, and then back up over here. So while this one's running and the one upstairs turns off, you can see that turns off this belt. These will feed into this chest and start filling this one up. And then the ones from this farm will actually get stored here. Okay, let's go drop off these ingots into the storage and take a look at the blaze farm. Now the blaze farm actually is not all the way in the nether. It's rather quite close. I built it back when we could still move spawners with the wrench. Of course, now you can only move them with the minecart. Alright, there goes everything. That will all get funneled back here, and my robot arms will put it all away for me. There they go. This design is by RagePlaysGames. I'll put a link to the tutorial he's got on this in the description. Real simple build. Just got to make sure you get the timing right for the belt and the arms. You can't have the belt running at full speed, otherwise the arms wouldn't be able to keep up if you got a lot of items in there. But the thing runs quick, it sorts whole stacks at a time, so no more waiting for hopper chains to run in time for long periods causing lags. This thing is sweet. I love it. So anyway, Blaze Farm. And we're here. I told you it wasn't far. I left it running. You can see the air particles going. You actually have to get up kind of closer to it to get it activating. That was by design. I didn't really want it running while I'm standing down here, because that way if I just need a quick run of them, I don't have it filling up when I'm getting ready to leave. If I want it to fill up, I'll just come up top, hang out for a bit. And yeah, there is still design work that's going to be done in this room. There's a lot of design work that needs to be done in this world. I've been focusing really solely on the mechanics of it, trying to learn, create. There we go. They get funneled out pretty quick. Now, I will say that the belt designs are probably faster. I'm going to say they're most definitely faster, because occasionally you will get a blaze that just kind of hangs and he'll slowly go this way. If he targets a block back here, he's going to hang out here for a little bit. But as soon as the next batch spawns in, somebody inevitably hits him and he clears out. Hasn't been a major issue, but if you're thinking about a farm design, something to consider. This blaze can resist that wind, and that's running a full 256 RPM on every one of those fans. That's why I've got 4 furnace flywheel engines over there. Mainly to power this thing. And yeah, I could have put both of these spawners into one of these rooms. But I actually did this more for nostalgia because my first Minecraft world, which was back on the Xbox 360, the first world that I had, actually I was fortunate enough to have 2 blaze spawners next to each other. And had a pretty cool, very old school funnel type blaze farm design. And actually had 2 separate chambers. Yep, so once you've got the blaze in here, you just come on over with... Oh, you could use a fist because there is a crusher. Go ahead and close the gate too. Now you see they're all half heart, 1-hit kills, but we're going to use the sword because it's got looting on it. Fair amount of XP from that thing pretty quickly. Go ahead and shut it down. Okay, and of course, I keep all of my enchanting equipment right near my best XP source. I keep my diamonds over here, mending books, sunbreaking. And then let's see, all my armor related items here, tools here. And weaponry enchantments and items here. And that is the Overkill Blaze Farm. Let's go take a look at the Potion Lab. Here is the Netherwort farm, of course, that supplies the potion brewer. It has an automatic shut-off using the stockpile switch. And it is full, so of course it is turned off at the moment. So let's see, power is on. And how this works is you need to put fuel in to power the blaze burner. And this is where your potion ingredients go. Netherwort here. Then your primary ingredient here, and either redstone dust or glowstone dust in the top. If I use a new type of ingredient that I haven't brewed yet, I need to brew a set manually and add them to my basin filter and to also the filter, depending on which tank I'm going to send it to. As you can see, fire resistance here, water breathing here, night vision, and then I've got 2 more tanks to expand the system if I need to in the future, and then I've got slow falling going to the front. Now the main brewing part here is RagePlaysGames design. Works very well. I love this machine. I don't use potions a lot, but I love making potion brewers. So there is pretty well the heart of the machine. There you can see the ingredients get sent in through these hoppers down into the basin. And then from there, I added on this part here to RagePlaysGames machine so that I could brew different types of potions with it. And you can see there's the set filter here. And if we look, you can see I've got my 4 different types of potions that I'm currently brewing. And then I also have a filter in each of the smart fluid pipes feeding into each of the individual storage tanks. And with this system, you can also bottle as need be. Usually when I brew, I just store them in the tank, and then I'll keep a stockpile over here. As you can see, I've got plenty of fire resistance. Looks like we do need to stock up on night vision. So let me go ahead and grab just about, let's say, half a dozen golden carrots. And we're going to drop those in our middle dropper. Power is on, and then we just select brew batch. And after they brew, after a few moments, it'll get pulled into the storage tank over here. And there it goes. So we've got a good amount of night vision stored up. I just need to bottle some. So let's go ahead and throw that lever. And if we wait just a moment. Okay, actually this is a problem I've run into with this system, and unfortunately the only way to fix it is manually. I'm actually glad that happened so that I can show you this. In case you ever try to build something similar and run into this problem. Find the pump that's going in or from that tank into here. As you can see, it pumps out from the bottom through this mechanical pump. So we're going to reverse direction on that one. Hop on down and turn on the lever. And that will activate that pump. Can we see it? Yeah, right there. And we should see this drain. And there it goes. I don't have it running at a very high speed, so it does take a moment before it starts flowing, but once it does, it seems to drain out pretty quickly. So let's go turn off our lever. Since we don't want to bottle fire resistance, now we'll go back and flip that pump back around. Now that our spout is empty, we can go ahead and set up to bottle our night vision. So we're just going to click that and give it a moment, of course. And once it starts flowing, it will spit out them bottles pretty quickly. I'll speed this up here so we don't have to wait as long. And there it goes. Right back behind it is the storage for the bottles. And as they fill up, they'll come in here. As you can see, it fills up pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. One other feature that I added to this system is this drain here. So if I have bottles that I want to put back into the tank, I can just drop them in here and they'll get pulled on into the system and get put into the appropriate tank. So that is the potion factory. And with that, I believe we are going to call it a day. There are a few more things that I would like to show you in this world next time you stop by. In fact, I'm going to be doing a little bit of scuba diving very soon. So click on that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. And you'll find out when we're going and you can come along. So we're going to try out the new scuba equipment over here. Do a little deep sea diving. So like I said, if you want to come along, stay tuned. We will see you in the next episode. Thanks for coming, everyone. Later.